Hey guys, it's John, and this is the portion where I tell you how you can be drastically better at CrossFit if you'll just follow these super simple rules, right? Okay, so how to get better at CrossFit? First, come consistently. I find that when I'm coming more days than I'm not, your body's gonna flip and start burning more fat, storing more glycogen. You're gonna do better in here. You won't be as sore, and you get to work on more skills than you will when you're only coming 2-3 times a week. So the more you can come, the better you're gonna get at this stuff just through sheer volume of reps. Okay, next, work on your mobility. This keeps you safe. It puts you in good position so that you can actually use torque and leverage within your body to lift. And without that, if you're too forward or you're not on your heels or whatever, it's going to hurt your lifts. Okay, so you're going to miss more lifts that way. So work on your mobility. If you can't get into a position, ask a coach. They should be giving you some homework anyway. Do the homework. Okay, great. All right, so listen to your coaches. They've been there and done that before. We've all struggled with stuff. Yeah, I've done Fran not to depth. I've done Karen not to depth. It doesn't make any sense. Lighten the load as necessary. Use good technique from the beginning. Don't get any bad habits, especially if you're new to CrossFit, and it will pay off. I mean, I have wasted 6 months doing things the wrong way before stepping back, lightening the load, and getting better at stuff. So, technique overload every time. Work on your weaknesses. Come in on the days that the workout just sucks, that you're not going to do well. Everybody loves it, on the day where, hey, it's my movements or whatever. Those days do not help you as much to become more fit as the days that that you're going to crash and burn on. Plain and simple. So make sure you come in on those days. Even when I expected that I was going to take a rest day, if it was like an overhead squat or something, I was in there, whether I liked it or not, because that's the only way I was going to get better at it. So work on your weaknesses, not on your strengths. The strengths are going to happen anyway, even when you're working on your weaknesses. Eat, drink, and sleep well. This is a hard ask, right? But the analogy I use in here, for my NASCAR fans is, I ask them if their NASCAR is using the same fuel that we put in our cars, and the answer is no. So if you're eating better, you're eating right, you're going to do better in the room. If you are drinking enough water, that's like the oil in your engine. When you are dehydrated, it will affect you from 10 to 15% of your work capacity, maybe more, and it can lead to more serious conditions. So drink your water. I would suggest drinking 1 ounce for every 2 pounds of body weight you have on you. Figure out a way to sleep well. Use melatonin, get to bed on time, start getting into a habit maybe where you're reading a book so that can put you to sleep. Get off the phones, get off the computers for at least an hour before you go to sleep so your mind can rest and relax a little bit. And obviously, it's hard to do with life and everything, but try to find 7 or 8 hours when you're training hard. The only time that we grow is when we're resting. I'm breaking you down in here, so you have to rest to get better. Learn to pace. This is kind of a hard one. I'm probably going to create my own little video vignette for this. But what I try to do is I try to figure out, one, how long it would take me to do this full out, for 1 round. Like a wall ball for me takes 2 seconds. A snatch for me is going to take 2 seconds, but if I drop it, it's probably going to take 6 to 7 seconds per snatch. A box jump is going to take me 4 seconds. A burpee is going to take me 4 seconds. I add all that up, take into consideration the load, and then figure out what my fastest possible round could be. And then it's like, well, could I really keep that for the duration of the WOD? And then I'm thinking, by the end of the WOD, I'm probably doing this, and I'm dropping that, and I'm going to have to transition, and blah, blah, blah. So what I try to do is I try to do that first round at the pace that I want to be able to do the last round. And then for each round after that. Try to keep that consistently. There's usually degradation. Sometimes you'll see I'm able to speed up, but for the most part, the best scores are going to be those where your first round and your last round are within 3% of each other as far as time. So think about it that way. Like I said, I may try to draw on the board on that if I can figure out how to encapsulate all that. But think about your last round when you're going into your first round. All right, so the last thing is don't be afraid to scale. RX isn't, it gets in the way. You're going to see that in several videos here. It's an ego thing for many that are kind of like, can do some stuff RX, but probably need to scale. Ask for the stimulus if you don't know it. I try to put caps on the right workouts to make sure that the intended stimulus is being used. It doesn't always happen that way, but understand that, you know, if most people are on the honor board or getting it in 6 or 7 minutes, that's what you should be doing and scaling it in a way so that you get the same stimulus that the people on the honor board are getting. I hope that makes sense. It's just not a big deal as far as the longevity of your CrossFit career. When you go too heavy, you always risk injury, and that's going to hurt you being in here consistently, so to make this stuff effective. Anyway, I hope this helps. Take it to heart. It's taken me a long time to figure out all this stuff, but once it's clicking, you will be better. Thanks.